Okay, this is the S&P 500. We're just looking at the 1 monthly chart of the S&P. I'm trying to get an idea of where things are going really. If we look back to January of 2019, well, look at the correlation here. So we had December was a nice green month. In fact, the candles are almost the exact same. Followed by January, nice sort of reversal candle, slightly red for the month. Same again here. And then obviously we went into February and March. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that that is going to be the case, although if I'm honest, I do think it probably will be. But that's a very ominous sign at the moment that we've got some sort of hesitation in the market. And even if you're not perhaps as bearish as I am, thinking that, we're going to go down and, well, I can't see why we shouldn't even test the 200 month moving average, if not lower, to be honest. But even if not, it's pretty reasonable to suggest that we would get some sort of a consolidation here and a rollover. Even if it looks somewhat similar to this, where over a 12-month period, perhaps a drop off and then a consolidation before a move higher in, 2023, it'll probably be by the time we go, if you're going to be keeping this long-term trend. So that's one thing to think about. If I zoom in, let's have a look at it on some of the more narrow time frames. See what that gives us. We'll jump straight to the daily and then see what we've got here. Okay. Right, brilliant. Looking very friendly, shall we say. Okay, so we've got down on the daily chart to the 50-day moving average here. Now, I've always said that a retests are healthy. And a bullish trend tends to be confirmed with a test of the 50-day moving average and then a continuation from there. And you can see, it's happened before. It actually happened just before the 2019 crash. It's happened again here where we retested the 50. There's a bit of consolidation here, but we tested the 50 and 100 and tested the 50 and 100. So being down here isn't necessarily a bad thing. And it probably would be quite healthy if I managed to go down to the 100 at least. You're going to get some strong support hopefully at these peaks. This is what you'd like to see. So if you have a bull, you're probably going to be wanting it to go down to the 100 and maybe sit here for a little bit before we start to move higher, and then have this year be at least the first couple of months not particularly making new highs again. But that wouldn't be a bad thing because obviously for the past 12 months we just had this incredible run up. However, that said, it's not looking massively brilliant at the moment. There's potential to go a lot lower. The 200-day moving average is actually quite high. In fact, the 200-day moving average is perfectly at the previous high from 2019. So again, this could be a very good technical indicator. And on the way down, I think it's reasonable to suggest that over the next couple of weeks we're at least going to get a sell-off. The VIX has moved up. It seems to be holding higher. We've had this long run with no serious corrections. And the way the markets work, we've got trading algorithms. So these algos, they tend to buy and then they just basically buy the dips and buy the way up, and then eventually they run out. And so at the moment, we've got all these institutions. They're all, 100% long, max out on leverage, and they're all in, which is why since December with the volatility's just completely dropped. There's none of these big crazy moves like we were getting, and it's just been a slow grind up, not really getting anywhere, because there's no new money in the market. So it's reasonable to assume that if we show any sort of hesitation now, we're going to get profit taking, and the algos could potentially switch short as well, given the position. Could chuck things a lot lower. I think it probably will. However, even if not, it's at least going to probably come down somewhere around this zone here. I certainly think 3,500-ish is going to be healthy, if nothing else. I'll just zoom in a bit more and see where it's heading. If it tells us, yeah, it's definitely. I mean, you can see the difference here. We've had this sell-off, test the 50-day, didn't really like it, gone down to the 100. Gone back up to the 50-day, quite happy to give it a bash. Failed, came back down to the 50. It's not happy with it, so it's gone back down to the 100. And it's gone up, and then we just had this consolidation. But you can see the green candles are quite small, but some of the red candles are quite big, particularly this last couple of weeks. And this, I suspect is probably due to the algorithms, because what's happening is they buy, but as soon as they get any sort of hesitation, they sell, and all of them can just flip short and sell big positions, and that's where you're getting these big moves up, followed by, I mean, that's what, 4 or 5 days to get back up again, and then a couple of days here, and then, you know, now we've closed down, not particularly happy, because what's going to happen now is it's the end of the month, so some of these longer term algorithms, I imagine on a monthly basis, we'll be looking at this monthly candle and going, oh, well, you know, it didn't end particularly happy. Now I should consider taking some profits off the table because we've had this previous run up over the past couple of months. December wasn't brilliant, and then January was down for the month. As an algorithm, you'd be thinking, right, take profits, wait for a pullback, and then buy back in at the dip. That's obviously going to pull the market lower in itself, which can then signal a sell-off, and then you've got the shorter term algorithms which can then go bearish as well, not to mention the liquidity issues that we're facing within the markets. Everyone's just net long. It's almost like the complete opposite of a short squeeze is probably, it'll just absolutely rocket down to the floor. So it's one to look out for at the moment. If you are long, just at least set your stop losses. I wouldn't be surprised to see the markets reopen somewhere down here. Perhaps have a quick spike up and straight down, but yeah, at the moment I'd be looking for some sort of a retest of here, and to hold this zone to remain healthy for a move up, but I don't think that's going to happen.